Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Murder Mystery Haunted History. I am BB3. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. It does help to throw this channel out there in the algorithm and helps new people to find me. We cover a little bit of true crime, a little bit of paranormal, and from time to time I do a little gaming. We also now have story time. I said the whole intro wrong and now I'm lost. Tonight we don't have Nettie with us. Everybody keep Nettie and Mel in your prayers. MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless is usually with us. You can find their channel tagged below, but they have storms, severe storms coming their way right now as we're going live. So everybody keep them in your prayers that they stay safe during the storms. But Nettie, as usual, went ahead and put the story together for us tonight. So the story is thanks to Miss MelNettie, Living Free Zip Codeless. So everybody in the chat, thank you all for being here. Let me jump over to the chat real quick and welcome those that are here already. We had Mercy on Me in here earlier. Then we had Nettie in here telling us that they're going to jump in the chat when they can. Of course, we have Thrifty Angela, who is always so supportive of everyone. I absolutely adore you and think you're amazing. I watched your video recently on the bunny door hanger thing. So cute and such a great idea. Then we have Bridge Burner in here. Hello, hello. How are you? And Thrifty Angela is praying for Nettie. I keep seeing my eyebrows. I tried a new way of doing my eyebrows and I keep seeing them. Boy, they are something tonight. Sorry, my eyebrows are cracking myself up. Okay, we're just gonna move past my eyebrows. Let's go ahead and get into the story since it's only me reading tonight. Hopefully I can keep the chat keep going. I'm nervous tonight. I don't know why. I don't know what is going on. Okay. Anyway, let's put the story up. That'll help me. Oh, well, that isn't the screen I wanted. There we go. There. Now I can't see my eyebrows as much. Okay. Now, this story happened in the 1800s, I think is what Nettie said, which is mind-blowing to me. But so this is how Amelia Dyer killed hundreds of babies and became one of history's worst serial killers. I had to get out the intro started over probably because of the storm. Oh, okay. Hey, PSV Odyssey. We are keeping Nettie and Mel in our prayers as they go through this storm that's passing through, that they stay safe. But that is why she's not here with me tonight, and I'm on my own. So I'm not being watched over. I might get naughty. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get naughty. Sorry, that was probably loud. Okay, back to the story. Yeah, I've not heard this one either, I don't think, Thrifty Angela. When we think of serial killers, we think of psychopaths who kill for pleasure, the kind of people who get a twisted thrill from taking a life. But some of the most terrifying serial killers from history are those who killed purely for profit. It is believed Amelia Dyer, a Victorian nurse, killed hundreds of babies over 30 years. Why would she do something so heinous? Simple, to turn a quick buck. Money is the root of all evil, is it not? Who was Amelia Dyer? Dyer. I said dryer. It's a Dyer. Sorry. I believe it's Dyer. Let me turn the volume off on my phone really quick so we're not hearing it in the background. Amelia Dyer was born in 1837 in the small village of Pile Marsh near Bristol in the UK. She came from a respectable family. Her father was a master shoemaker and learned to read and write from an early age. This was not to say her youth was altered by tragedy. Her mother was mentally ill, a result of typhus, probably not pronouncing that correctly, and would often experience violent fits. Amelia was forced to care for her sick mother until she died in 1848. During this time, Amelia also lost two younger sisters to illness. Okay, not that I'm about to defend her or anything, but if you just think about that right there, she was taking care of a mother who had violent fits of rage. So I'm assuming that she herself was probably attacked at points in time from her mother, from the violence. Not that her mother meant to do it, but. And then to lose two younger sisters to illness, I wonder if she became desensitized because all this happened to her at such a young age, an influential age. I wonder if she just became desensitized to death in itself, you know? After her father died in 1849, what was left of Amelia's family fell apart. Oh, her dad died too. Okay. She chose to move to Bristol, where she met her future husband, George Thomas. Not long after meeting George, she began training as a nurse. She's awfully beautiful. And some of these stories I don't read until we go live, and this is one that I didn't read because I don't know the story. I wanted to learn it with you guys. She was very pretty, Nettie. It was during her time as a nurse that she fell into contact with an unscrupulous midwife by the name of Ellen Dane. Dane introduced Amelia to the concept of baby farming. Amelia soon abandoned nursing and adopted the much more lucrative position of baby farming. I don't know much about that. A quick lesson on baby farming. Life in Britain as an unwed mother at the time was startlingly bleak. Single parenthood was highly frowned upon. This made it difficult for single mothers to find honest work, and most workhouses wouldn't take single mothers in due to their perceived immortality. I've heard the term used, but I wasn't sure what it meant. So thank you, Nettie, for including this. Single mothers faced a tough life of struggling to care for their children while also earning enough to survive. Very often, there were only two options: prostitution, which came with many dangers, including falling pregnant again, or getting rid of the child. Can you imagine those being your choices simply because you became pregnant? Like the man gets to do whatever he wanted, yet you were pregnant. I don't know. Like it doesn't add up. I know that's why the world has changed, but it makes me mad that women had to even endure this. They would take a fee from the mother and promise her the child would live a happy life. In reality, the children often faced a much worse future than if they had stayed with their starving mothers. Baby farming was only profitable if the farmers themselves had a way to get rid of the children. This was something at which Amelia Dyer provided, or this was something at which Dyer proved to be all too adept. Oh. This was a world that opened up to her by the now departed Ellen Danes, who was forced to decamp to the USA shortly after meeting Amelia to escape the attention of the authorities. In 1869, the elderly George Thomas died, and Amelia needed an income. Using her own home to provide lodgings for young women who had conceived illegitimately, and then farming off the babies for adoption or allowing them to die of neglect and malnutrition. Oh, she didn't even not that this is any better, but she didn't even put them out of their misery. She just let them starve to death. Ugh. Yes, Nettie. It's definitely a sad story. Also a crazy story that it even happened. Murderers. Murderers. That word's hard. As a baby farmer, Dyer would approach single mothers and advertise that she would nurse and adopt a baby in exchange for a large one-off payment. The fee ranged from around 10 euros, $1,000 in today's money, to around 80 euros for wealthy families looking to get rid of embarrassing bastards. Ugh. Hi, Chrissy Mama. Thanks for being here. Married couple having no child would adopt one. Good home, small premium. Miss Thornley. Care of ship's letter exchange. Married couple with no family would adopt healthy child. Nice country home. 10 euros? Highly respectable married couple wish to adopt child. Good country home. Premium required. Very small. They just put ads in the paper to adopt children? She advertised being married but was not. Her husband passed. She made sure that they believed she was respectable. Having worked as a nurse and married, her clients had no way of knowing the terrible fates she had in store for the children. It appears that at first Amelia stuck to her word. She may not have been very caring, but she didn't set out with a plan to kill babies. Unfortunately, at some point, it seems that Amelia realized that baby farming was much more profitable if she simply let the children die. Not feeding the children cut down on her outgoings considerably. She began allowing the children to die through general neglect and starvation. Ugh. Originally, she would overdose the babies using an opioid solution meant to calm crying infants. She would then call a coroner to confirm the deaths, claiming shock that the baby had died so soon and pretending grief over their passing. When she began outright killing them is up for debate. Some experts believe she began strangling the children not long after becoming a baby farmer. Others believe she did not begin this practice until she spent some time in prison. In 1879, Dyer was caught for the first time. A doctor became suspicious of the sheer amount of child deaths Amelia had asked him to come and certify. He reported her to the authorities. She drugged them so she wouldn't have to hear them crying. The idea that a woman was capable of mass child murder was so alien to the Victorian courts that Dyer got off lightly. She was only convicted of gross neglect and got off with a 6-month sentence to a hard labor camp. Supposedly, this experience almost broke her mentally. When she left the prison, she was even more deranged than when she had entered. Upon leaving prison, Dyer tried. That name is getting me each time. Upon leaving prison, Dyer tried to go back to nursing. This didn't last long. It's believed by this point Dyer was abusing both alcohol and opium and could not hold down a normal job. She got herself into trouble with the law several times, each time ending up in an asylum. Amelia Dyer spent several spells in the Somerset and Bath Pauper Lunatic Asylum. Those are some names, aren't they? It's believed Dyer may have been pretending insanity. She had learned all about madness from her mother, and time spent as an asylum nurse meant she knew how to make the best out of a stay in an asylum. Eventually, Dyer went back to baby farming. This time, she began killing babies as soon as they fell into her clutches to maximize profits. Aware that seeking death certificates could get her caught, she simply began throwing the corpses into the river. Ah, what? She checked herself in. She checked herself into the asylum? Nobody saw babies floating down the river? I'm confused by this. We're gonna. Nobody saw babies floating down the river. I'm sure there were people that lived near her. Maybe that's how she gets caught. Hello, Mr. Tommy Travels. I've missed you, my friend. I was actually going to text you this week. Life got a little bit crazy, but I was going to text you this week just to check in on you. The sheer number of missing children and the precarious disposal method Dyer used began to catch the attention of the police. For years, Dyer and her family dodged the police by repeatedly moving between various towns and cities. When things got too hot, Dyer would simply spend a spell in an asylum until things cooled down. What? So she her family was in on this too? Because it says her family. So she have kids, kids that were helping her do this? Hello, Linda Barker and Char of Heart. Hello, hello. You guys walked in on a female serial killer of babies. Babies. This happened back in the 1800s. She also kept a close watch on the authorities. If she felt they were getting close to catching her, she would fake a breakdown and check herself into an asylum, claiming suicidal thoughts. Once, she even tried to overdose herself, but her high tolerance to opium from a long history of abuse saved her life. Hello, Larice. Hello, hello. She had 2 kids, but didn't get much info on them. Gotcha. Nettie is not with us tonight because storms are passing through her area. So if everybody could keep her safety in your prayers, that would be fantastic. Hello, Hitch Up and Toe. Hello, hello. Dyer also frequently relocated to new towns, adopting new identities with each move in order to throw the police off her trail, as well as parents looking to be reunited with their children. Oh, so people came back looking to be reunited with their babies, and she had. Oh, no. Okay, question, Nettie. So all these people thought she was adopting the children, or did they think she had found a home for them, for the children? Did they think she was personally adopting them? Or did they think she was like an adoption agency type thing? I'm really curious about that. It is assumed that over the course of almost 30 years, it is estimated that Amelia Dyer killed over 400 children and pocketed the money from each of them. Researchers believe the number could have doubled had she not been caught after one careless body dump. Ugh. She adopted them out. She told them so she told them she adopted them out to other people. She didn't like claim to be adopting all of them. Gotcha. Discovery, trial, and execution. Dyer's luck ran out on the 30th of March, 1896, when a bargeman fished a package from the river Thames in Reading. Dyer had badly weighted the package and it had floated to the surface. Inside the grisly package was the body of a baby girl, Helena Fry. Some mothers only wanted her to care for them and would return for them once they got on their feet. Ugh. Oh. Charlie Hart said, we had the bad storms for over 75. Yeah, we had them here too. They passed through here. I think they're just now getting to Nettie, but there's some wild storms. So definitely keep her in your thoughts and prayers. The tiny body of a baby girl wrapped in package wrapping paper. One savvy police officer noticed a name, almost faded, written on a corner of the paper, Miss Thomas, as well as an address. The address was Amelia Dyer's. And though police were led to her by the body, they still couldn't link her to the crime. So they set up a trap. What do you mean they couldn't link her to the crime? The baby was wrapped in wrapping paper that had her name on it. What? My area didn't take damage, but my sister had to go to a shelter during school time. She was put in with the youngest boy. Oh, Charlie, I'm glad you all made it through it okay. My area, we just have like the fences and stuff got knocked down because the wind was really bad. We didn't have any touchdown close to me. I mean, who calls their girl a child, period? Dyer was like, half a C. Thomas was Dyer's newest married name. Rivers were dredged and more babies were found. Police were soon at work gathering as many witnesses as they could and began to put the pieces together. When they had enough evidence against Dyer, they organized a sting using a decoy single mother. It worked. Ah, can you imagine the officers that found all of the babies and the damage that left them with? Using a young woman as a decoy, they had her place an ad for a baby needing a good home. Dyer responded and set up a meeting with the woman, only to walk into a police ambush. After searching her home, police discovered the scent of human decomposition. Dressmaker's tape, much like the kind that had been wrapped around the infant corpses' necks, telegrams about adoption arrangements, advertisements, and letters from mothers asking about their children. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry, guys. I keep hearing the door open and then close, and I'm like, who's doing that? All right. Um, let's play. So they were able to search her home and find all that stuff. You think they would have been able to do that simply off her name being on the wrapping paper, but I guess the sting helped. They also discovered things packed away, as if Dyer were about to move again. Police arrested her and dredged the Thames looking for more bodies. They found 6, all of which Amelia Dyer admitted to killing. She even told police that the white tape around their necks was how she could tell. Ugh. They also managed to tie Dyer to the death and disappearance of Doris Marimon. Marimon was Marmon, I don't know, was a barmaid that had approached Dyer for help regarding an unwanted baby. When the two had disagreed over price, Dyer killed her. Ugh. For a time, Dyer's murder of Marimon made her a popular suspect for the crimes of Jack the Ripper, but there is next to no evidence to support this. Dyer had her own pattern of criminal behavior, and it wasn't killing prostitutes. Amelia Dyer arrest by police in 1896. On May 22nd, 1896, Dyer appeared before the Old Bailey and pleaded guilty to the murder of Doris Merrimon. Dyer tried to enter a plea of insanity, but the judge was having none of it. By this point, Dyer's history of faking mental illnesses was well known. It was such different times back then. I mean, I don't know. The photos, just such different times. It took only 4.5 minutes for a jury of her peers to find Dyer guilty. She was hanged on the 10th of June, 1896. In the preceding weeks, she had filled out 5 exercise books with her confession. 5 books? What do you guys think of public hangings? I mean, it's not something that they would ever go back to doing nowadays, but what do you think of them back then and all the people that gathered and cheered? And do you think it was just kind of like a normal thing and Friday night entertainment? Tommy, yes. Yes, they had quick justice back then. I think a lot of innocent people probably lost their lives, but people that were definitely guilty lost their lives too. So, I don't know. Something to do on a Saturday afternoon, right? I mean, if you ever think about or look into the history of it, like there were kids at these things, kids standing like front row watching people get hung. I guess that would, in a way, scare you away from criminal life, knowing that you could get hung. But I don't know. The Forgotten Killer. Despite being one of the most prolific serial killers in history, Dyer is largely forgotten today. A lot of us didn't know of her until Nettie did this story, so everyone knows the name Jack the Ripper, but Dyer got no such catchy moniker. It has been argued that this is because her crimes were so awful. The people of Victorian England simply could not comprehend that a woman whose okay, this word is going to get me. Societally, forget it, who speaking was supposed to care for children, could do such awful things. It challenged everything they thought they knew about the difference between the sexes. Today we know the truth. Men and women are both equally capable of great good and great evil. But still, it is hard to fully believe the depths to which Amelia Dyer sunk, all in the name of easy money. Yeah, I can't wrap my head around that. I don't know about you all, but my son Alex wanted to play a card game of war. I hope he's winning, Thrifty Angela. I adore you, but I always root for the kid. um, yeah, this is unimaginable, and I am very shocked that that we don't hear about. Like I didn't know about her at all, and I'm a true crime junkie, but I had never heard of her or her crimes. That's that's insanity to me. Um, but I guess that's true. Back in the day, um, sorry, my phone's going crazy over here. Back in the day, they didn't really think women were capable of such bad things, right? So maybe that's why it wasn't discussed. But why isn't it discussed now? Why isn't she more widely talked about now? And I guess in the story it says she's not talked about because her crimes were so heinous. But we all know that there is a lot of really heinous crimes happening today, nowadays, to children. I've been covering a couple of them lately. And it just, I don't know. I'm blown away. 400. And it's guesstimated that it could have been double that. That's 400 babies that lost their lives due to one person. That is mind blowing. Okay. I never heard of her, but definitely a story to tell. Very much. Very much. So we have some extra time today. I want everyone, I asked you guys to do this last week. It was your homework. You were supposed to come prepared to tell us what video you want us to go support of yours. So Hitch Up and Toe, Thrifty Angela, Chrissy Mama, Tommy's Travels, MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless. What video, what thing do you want us to go check out on your channel? Leave that in the comments so we can all go do that today. She made a fortune. That's another thing. Like, once she had all that money, wouldn't she stop? Or did it get addictive to kill the babies? I don't know. I think nowadays they should have live American Ninja Warrior obstacle courses with gators in the water. I love this idea. I absolutely love this idea. Char of Heart, you too, please let us know what videos you want us to go to most. The dog ate your homework. Hitch Up and Toe. Seriously, you got to have at least one video that you're like, yes, this one I'm super proud of and I want this support on it. I mean, all of your work is amazing. All of everyone's work is amazing. But people come back and watch the replay and stuff, and I want them to go watch your content. She's a completely unhappy looking person. Yeah, she seemed okay. So I guess this is a question I have for everyone. How much do you believe that, like, nurture versus, trying to use big words and my brain quit, nurture versus nature? How much do you believe in that? So, like, let's say she grew up in a completely healthy, happy home. Would she have chosen to do this same thing? Or was she desensitized to death and didn't think it was much that big of a deal and knew violence because of what happened to her with her mother? If you missed the beginning of the story, her mother was sick and dying from typhoon, I think is what it was called, typhus. And she became like mentally ill and violent, and Amelia took care of her. And then on top of that, her siblings died when Amelia was young, and her dad died. So did she become desensitized to death and to violence? And that is why that she went down this path? Or is it just who she was as a person? It was going to happen either way. Roy and Becky, hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Nettie did her homework. Our latest video, 1 year traveling in our Prevost. I'm probably not saying that right, but I tried. Everybody go check that one out. Everybody just think about it. Whatever video you want us to watch, we can drop links to it. You just have to tell us which one it is, and we'll drop a direct link to your video. I knew about the baby found that got her suspected. Oh, really? I didn't know anything about her. I did pronounce it correctly. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Y'all, I had something happen to me today on TikTok. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this, but we have a little extra time, so I think I'll talk about it. I was on live. I haven't done a live in a really long time, either here or on TikTok. I think it's been like over a week and a half, other than the Sunday show. And so I was on live and I was doing my makeup and I wasn't really paying attention. Usually I'll read a comment in my head before I read it out loud. And today I was reading comments as they came in, and I read a comment that looked like just a normal joke. And it ended up making me say a word that I would never say. Never. And whoever put the joke in there was already screen recording before they put the joke in there in hopes that I would say this word. And they now shared out a video of me saying this word. And, I was a little bit upset about it this morning, and I wasn't going to, I don't know. I felt so bad and didn't want to I kind of wanted to crawl back in my covers and hide from the world. But then I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? That video shows me reading the comment they typed in. It shows me only saying it because they typed it in. So I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say by bringing this up is one, I think that we all need to be careful when people are commenting. Make sure you read it before you say it. If you're on a live, I should have done that. And two, no matter like how crappy something is, don't let it get you down. Like I could have let it get me down today and I didn't, and I just kept going. And I'm really proud of that because I was really, really upset about it. And I feel better that I pushed through and didn't let that person upset me or ruin my day. So I don't know. I just thought I would share that. And if you all see this video out there, I didn't say it to say it, but it was an accident from reading the comment. Anyway. Okay, so we have some more videos to check out. We have Tommy Travels who says, check out my quick trip to Green Bay with the Hyatt room reveal and lunch at Pub 333. All right. Nettie said it was crazy, baby. Yeah, I don't like there's people that have commented on the video at this point. It for some reason TikTok won't take it down. It is what it is, but there's people that have already commented on the video saying like shouldn't know that or didn't mean to say that or I don't know. But it is what it is. He scared you? Roy scared Becky? What? Tell me more. I'm not saying that, Tommy, because it will come out of my mouth the way that it's meant to come out. I will say it accidentally. No, it was a word that I truly do not believe in. And I don't know why people do that kind of stuff. And to set me up that way, to like already be screen recording just in case I said it. You know what I mean? Like people are not right. And people like that are actually really smart if you think about it. Like they were smart enough to put the joke in there. They were smart enough to screen record it. So my thing is, why not use that for good? Why not go after people that are bad, that are being that way, that are nasty? Like put on your superhero cape and go after people that deserve to be exposed. You know? Yeah, Jar of Heart, yeah. I used to have teens in school try to make me slip up and cuss when I didn't as part of my personality. Yeah. Okay. The snakes are coming out. I went to go into the camper and he went I ran and almost peed my pants. Ran in place, I should say. Oh no. I don't mean to laugh, but that is funny because I like when we play pranks on each other. Okay, Nettie, stay safe. I love you guys. Keep me posted. Let me know how you guys are doing. All right. What other? All right. So everybody's going to go check out Mr. Tommy Travels quick trip video. And everyone's going to go check out our latest video for Nettie, the 1 year of traveling. Do we have any other videos? Chip and Toe, did you put a video in here for us to go check out? Becky, it's okay. I can laugh now. Everybody says, keep safe, Nettie. And they love you. All right. It's illegal to record people without consent. I think it's different, though, when it's on like a public platform. It was my mistake for not reading it before I like read it out loud, which I always try to do. For all the years I've been doing social media, I've always really tried to read things before I read it out loud. Um, it just it slipped by me this morning. I didn't even think. I didn't even think. Um, no videos, but lives and a video Friday. Okay, so there's going to be a video coming up Friday we need to watch of Roy and Becky's, and they have some lives out. All right. Well, with that being said, we've got about hope everyone has a great last day of their weekend. Yes, I hope everybody enjoys this final bit of Sunday. I am going to go ahead and hop off early because I have dinner to cook tonight. But I thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. And everybody make sure to go check out everybody else's videos. And if you can't remember when the live gets fully loaded back up, those links will be in the chat. All right. Wishing you all much kindness and much love. Thank you so much for being here. Bye for now.